Hey Zen fam! So, the other day there, I was playing and finally finished Jedi Survivor. Now, I've played the first one, and I've really enjoyed it. And of course, I've had Star Wars Outlaws and many other Star Wars games over the years. And now, it got me to thinking after I was done, that I think I know where Star Wars games are missing out. Hold with me on this one. I'm going to go some places. So, it seems to me the fact that Star Wars is such a large and expansive universe of storytelling that I think we're missing out on the biggest thing that could be done with it. You see, the thing is, with all the various books, movies, and TV shows, and comics, and video games that have come from Star Wars, it seems that the video games themselves, although being the coolest part, because you're in the Star Wars universe, you're doing stuff there within it, you're not really part of it. But when you consider stuff like those servers you get for Grand Theft Auto 5 online, where you're having a life in that game universe, you're being a character, you're doing what you want to do, you're having your own personal impact. I think something like that would be wonderful for Star Wars. Somewhere along the lines between Skyrim and but not in a Bethesda way. And maybe even Second Life or something. A Star Wars game where you don't have to be a Jedi, you don't have to be a Sith. You could be a bounty hunter, you could be a moisture farmer, you could be an average guy, you could be a trader, you could be a guy that has a bar on a far-flung planet. You could actually just exist within the universe of Star Wars. Be any race, be a droid even. I think there's just ultimate possibility to have a completely flexible world of pure imagination and complete and utter integration of character design and concept. And I just think that would be, wonderful. Imagine, you're some blue-skinned alien who was a Padawan during the Purge, and you went into hiding, and you went off and you had a family, and then Luke Skywalker's come back and he's got everything going again, and but I was a Jedi, I'm not a Jedi anymore, and the struggles your character would have to go back to Jedi life and would have to give up their family because Jedi aren't supposed to have relationships, they're supposed to be celibate. And there could be so much interesting narrative and interpersonal relationships between actual real people pretending to be fake people. That's the kind of next gen gaming I think of when people talk about true next gen. Deep experience. It doesn't have to be incredible graphics, although they're nice. I think the next experience of gaming is experience itself. Completely moldable by the player, flexible enough to deal with almost anything, if not anything that comes along. That could be where AI actually could maybe be credibly useful to gamers. We don't need worlds built and text being spoken by AI chatbots and stuff. No. Now, yes, okay, you couldn't script a lot of that stuff because people are making it up on their own. I mean, this is basically Star Wars D&D in your hand, in your controller, on your telly, in your room. You could live a second life of scum and villainy. Or protecting the light side of the Force. Everything is possible and could be possible and would be possible. And because it would be, there's so many Star Wars fans, this was multi-platform play. So you had people on PC, people on Xbox, people on PlayStation, people on Nintendo systems, the whole shebang, everybody together. With some people who are being like commanders in the New Order, flying about in their big triangle ships going roar, and other guys dressed in the orange jumpsuits of like rebel pilots, and everything in between. It could be amazing. Yeah. Hey then fam, while I was actually putting the edits together this video, I remembered something I wanted to say, and I wanted to say it now before I don't get a chance to say it again. Also, this would be a massive opportunity for user-generated content, making ships, making weapons, making clothing, opening trade routes. This could be something for true audience participation within the video game. I just wanted to drop this in. Enjoy the rest of the video. Yeah. You could be in a band, going from cantina to cantina, and maybe one of your bandmates is like a smuggler on the side, bringing death crystals in without the Empire's knowledge. I mean, anything could happen. It could be a land of complete and utter true imagination and inspiration. And I just think that itself would be the true promise of Star Wars. And it would I think it would have cause to revolutionize the rest of gaming. Imagine what that would do to other games of other similar universes. Now, you wouldn't have to have these online worlds of deep involvement and uber complexity, but I think the idea of having, more input from the users and more dynamic storytelling through environment and social interaction would definitely be of great interest, and definitely be something that would move gaming forward for a next generation. Because we can't just keep making things prettier and nicer, and frame rate's brilliant, don't get me wrong. I mean, we all want at least 60 frames per second gaming. If we're not 120, that would obviously be lovely, because the smoother gaming is the better. However, it is fair to say that most of us, especially on console, are gaming on traditional home TVs, where the frame rate is locked. So yes, you can have that smoother experience, but it is limited to a certain degree. So instead of having mad graphics and incredible frame rates and stuff, why don't we get back to fun games with interesting worlds and add in the dynamic social interaction and creativity of real human beings? Whatever company can do that and pitch it correctly and actually make it happen and not cheap out and spend a good number of years developing the game, and then when it comes out it actually works, you will have our money, whichever games company does this. And there's a couple of companies I want not involved. Now, you can say in the comment section which companies you don't want involved, but I think we all know which ones we don't want involved. Yeah, by the way, guys, sorry I sound so rubbishy. I'm still coming off this cold, but after I finished Jedi Survivor, I just really wanted to make this video, so here I am. Anyway, hashtag support Scottish YouTubers, and of course, as always, nae bother.